Hey, this is Chris from Rekkid Talk, and so it's tag season. And so in this video, I'm going to cover all the other tags I know about that I'm not going to make a full tag video for. So I did the Rob Walker version. So for example, in the Rob Walker version, I showed this 1959 Rockabilly, They Want to Fight by Chuck Herrod and the Anteaters. You saw me show that. I did the Stunt Rock Confusion one. I don't have a physical form of it, but I have one of those old Edison wax cylinders for Aloha Oi by Jaka's Hawaiians from like the early 1910s. I left it behind at a local antique store. Of course, I did the punk rock tag, which included stuff like Your Choice, this by the Satanic Togas. I did the CD tag by Trish, DJ Trish. I didn't show this as part of her tag, but I could have shown this CD single. So this is the song High by The Cure. So this was off of the Wish album, and then this featured a couple of non-album tracks and a remix of the song as well. And oh yeah, there was the yacht rock tag that Arden at Old Guys Music and Stuff did. So like Key Largo by Bertie Higgins. And so I'm going to be showing all 7 inches to cover all of the other tags that I either can't or won't do the full version of. And I'm choosing to do them all with 7-inch records. So we have the Americana tag, started by Sam St. John. And the question I chose that he had was to show a drinking song. And so this is Margot Price, Hurtin' on the Bottle, which was on her debut album. This came out in, I think, 2015. The song was co-written by another one of my favorite Americana artists, Caitlin Rose. And so as a bonus to also get in sort of as underrated Americana artists and Americana duet, I'm going to show this single for Shanghai Cigarettes by Caitlin Rose featuring Raylan Baxter. I think this was from like 2010 or 2011 off of Caitlin Rose's debut album. Then, of course, there had to be a Beatles tag. Rachel's Ghost did that. And so I'm going to show this Japanese press, Hey Jude and Revolution. This was VCLT I received from Robert at the Surface Spins. As you can see, this is on the Apple label, so that's pretty cool. Blues tag, so Cheap and Cheerful Record Collector is taking care of the blues tag this year. He had a question for a 7 or 10-inch record. He had a separate question for White Boy Blues. And so this 1995 7-inch single, Palace of the King by Papa Chubby, satisfies both on the Epic label, but also on the OK. And then we have Sweet Goddess of Love and Beer was the flip side. I don't have it, but there was a 10-inch promo of this that was made to look like one of those old school 78s. Elvis tag, so Elvis Cup Guy, one of his questions was to show your favorite Elvis record. And so this is a 1977 reissue of Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel, which were originally released back in 1956. Jazz tag by Rob the Waxed. He wanted to see some Cheap Heat. And so this is probably more heat than cheap. And so there's Julie London with About the Blues. And so this was a 7-inch EP featuring 4 songs. You can see they all have blues in the title. Something I bought for $5 that Median's for like $25 on Discogs. So there's your Cheap Heat. Kiss tag, Racer Records. Well, I'm not really a Kiss collector. I don't have any Kiss singles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a single by 2023 single by the Austin, Texas lo-fi alt-rock band On Being an Angel. And so then the idea behind this record was that the B-side is the song Hard Luck Woman, written by Paul Stanley, of course, of Kiss. That came out on one of Kiss's early albums. The metal tag, so Heavy Metallurgy. So Alan and Marty and Metal Mickey put this together. So something you blind bought was one of their questions. Well, I'm in the Sub Pop Singles Club, and so one of the things I got because I'm a member of the club and automatically get all the records, is this record by Sun, or like Sun-O with a bunch of right parentheses. And so we've got these songs, Evil Chuck and Ron G. Warrior. The label's all black. If you look very, very closely, it's like black on black. And so this is a sort of a doom metal drone band. So there's some modern metal that I pretty much got blindly, but it was pretty cool. There's a prog tag. Beer and Vinyl did the prog tag, and one of his questions was the 1980s called. And so I'm going to choose to show Barclay James Harvest, this 1984 French pressing of a song called Victim of Circumstances. And it turns out that it's not really all that proggy sounding. It's more arena rock sounding. But hey, it was the 1980s, so it's not like Yes songs or Genesis songs from the 1980s sounded all that much like prog either. And finally, we've got the youngest member of the VC tag, put together by the Record Spinner. And one of their questions was to show a record from the year you turned 24. So for them, that was like very recently. But for me, that was 30 years ago, 1993. And so yet again, I have to show a Juliana Hatfield 3 record. So this is the Juliana Hatfield 3 with my sister, with the bass player and drummer on the front, and Juliana wearing a wig on the back. My Sister was the #1 modern track in September of 1993, so that had been right after I turned 24, and you see it's on gray vinyl. I'm done with tags.